Oi oi, Monkey here, back from the digital jungle with 10 fresh Steam games dropping this August. Hand-picked, hand-tested and hand-over-heart, all bangers. Or at least weird enough to be worth talking about.
What is this? Another top 10 list from your little pixel cult?
Not a list, cat. A heat wave of indie goodness. Strategy, chaos, cute junk, explosions, maybe some existential trauma. You know, Steam stuff.
I'll be judging you from a safe distance. Call me up when there's a game where you play as a sad frog with a mortgage.
Anyway, every Zooranado crew member's got a game or two to show off, so buckle in. This month's picks are short, sweet, and weird as a raccoon in rollerblades. Let's go!
Now this one took me right back. Tiny Bookshop is all about slowing down, finding the perfect spot by the sea, stacking your shelves, and watching the locals wander in, looking for just the right story. Decorating the place is half the fun. I turned mine into a wood-paneled nook with old jazz records and plants everywhere. Customers react differently depending on how you lay it out. It's subtle, but smart. What really got me, though, was helping folks expand their reading tastes. You can play it safe or gently nudge them into trying something new. That's real book selling, that is. It's cozy, calm, and just a little bit magical, like if A Short Hike and Book Talk had a seaside baby. Proper, soul-soothing stuff.
I gave a grumpy fisherman a science fiction comic. He cried, and that set me off. But then I sold him a second one at full price. That's when he really started crying.
Too many feelings. I wanted to run a chaotic discount bin full of cursed cookbooks. Still charming, though.
Loved it. Inventory puzzles, mood-based customer reactions. There's way more depth than it lets on.
I sold one guy a mushroom field guide and a horror novel. I think I started a cult? Right, so, Off is the kind of game that crawls inside your brain and reupholsters it. You play as the Batter, a monochrome man with a baseball bat and a mission to purify the world. Except the world is broken, haunted, and run by cats in cravats. The combat's old school, but the atmosphere absolutely unhinged. One minute you're talking to a merchant with a TV for a face, the next you're solving puzzles on a ghost train powered by grief and, I think, tapioca? It's not a remake, just a re-release, but this Steam version makes it way easier to get into without fan patches or weird French forums. Play it for the vibes, stay for the existential dread, lo-fi soundtrack, and whatever the judge is. I adored it, 10 out of 10 ghost bats.
It's like someone fed Earthbound through a haunted fax machine and sprinkled in tax fraud.
That cat character? Icon, I want him on a t-shirt and a dating sim.
I didn't understand half of it, and I still loved it. Feels like playable outsider art.
I miss when games were about collecting fruit. This one made me question my own reflection.
Sword of the Sea isn't just a game. It's motion therapy. You glide across deserts and oceans on this surreal hoversword that rides like a mix between a skateboard, a snowboard, and a dream. From the artist behind Journey and Abzu, it has that same weightless beauty. You're not smashing enemies, you're sculpting lines in sand, flipping through air like some ancient X Games prophet. It's full of ramps, half-pipes, and momentum puzzles that make the world feel like a holy skate park carved by gods. And the soundtrack? Just shivers. I played with a silly grin and my jaw open the entire time. It's serene, but it still rips. If you ever wished Tony Hawk had a mystical sea temple phase, this is it.
I did a 360 flip over a sand whale and cried. That's the review.
I kept trying to combo everything. Still ended up feeling like a monk on a board. Radical.
The vibe is immaculate. I want to live inside the loading screen.
No combat, no clutter, no noise, just grace in motion. Reminded me of skiing the dunes near Juneau back in '64.
Okay, Victory Road is wild. It's part football sim, part JRPG, part Pokemon, but everyone has cleats. You've got a drama-filled anime plot about giving up the sport entirely, while simultaneously building the most unhinged football squad of all time. 5,000 plus characters? I spent 2 hours just customizing their hair. Matches are turn-based, but super flashy, like tactical duels with bicycle kicks and anime yelling. And if you're into lore, boy, they cram in characters from across, 4 timelines. It's maximalist, messy, and I am living for it. If you've ever screamed, "I ship them" during a free kick, welcome home.
I tackled a ghost goalie with a flaming panther. 10 out of 10 sports.
I got so emotionally invested I yelled at a cutscene like it was a real match.
Built a team of weird old mascots and one haunted saxophonist, still undefeated.
Tried to play it like real football. Got crushed by a boy with lightning coming out of his socks.
Right then, discounty is what happens when you mix Stardew Valley with late-stage capitalism and a suspicious amount of frozen potato wedges. You run this dingy little supermarket in a seaside town, full of suspiciously chatty weirdos. And it starts simple. Stacking shelves, planning layouts, chatting to grannies about canned goods. Then suddenly, you're negotiating backroom deals with shady wholesalers and trying not to crash the local economy while expanding your aunt's business empire. It's full of charm, drama, and just enough spreadsheet chaos to scratch the old goblin brain. Also, I may have accidentally caused a local soda shortage. Top shelf stuff. And yes, you can stock top shelf stuff.
This game made me feel things about a fridge delivery. Like, actual emotions. Not okay.
Loved the mix of cozy management and moral panic. Also, I sold nothing but ice cream, and it somehow worked.
My shop layout was a cursed labyrinth, and people still shopped there. Power.
Reminded me of the corner shops we had in '78, minus the soft drinks diplomacy. Now this is proper science fiction. Flashy laser guns, jumpsuits, femme fatales, and a hero with a gun in his arm. Cobra was already a cult icon back in the day, and this new platformer keeps that pulp swagger alive. It's old school action, run, jump, blast. But the set pieces are massive. Alien jungles, space stations, ruined temples, the lot. You've got that trusty psycho gun and your partner Armoroid lady backing you up, all wrapped in a jazzy synth soundtrack that had me grinning like a fool. Sure, the controls can be a bit stiff, and it's not reinventing the wheel, but it doesn't need to. This is 80s anime nonsense turned interactive, and that's a very good thing. I haven't felt this cool since I first watched Flash Gordon on Laserdisc.
It's like a Saturday morning cartoon, and a cigarette ad had a baby with laser elbows.
I was mostly here for Armoroid Lady. She deserves her own game, preferably with less sand traps.
It's slick, punchy, and loud in a charming way. Cobra's still got it.
I don't understand anything that's happening, but I'm having a blast.
Okay, yes. Grand Bazaar is back, and it's looking gorgeous. You get your cute farm, your adorable animals, and your whole glamorous little market stall to run. It's basically Etsy the game. The town's a vibe. Zephyr's got that dreamy windmill and teacups energy, and the new glider makes zooming around feel like you're in a cozy anime. I sold hot peppers, baked muffins, and flirted with like 4 NPCs. What more do you want? Plus, full voice acting and cutscenes? That's new for the series, and honestly, I teared up a little when a villager complimented my sheep. If you've ever wanted to look cute and bring economic revitalization to a sleepy mountain town, here's your moment.
I ran a beetroot empire and accidentally caused inflation. 10 out of 10 agricultural chaos.
The jump mechanic's surprisingly fun, like platforming in a farming sim. I'm weirdly into it.
I opened a honey stand, wore a big sun hat, and refused to speak to anyone. Felt spiritually correct.
Reminded me of the farmer's market we had back in '72. Less gliders, more pickled beets.
Okay, so, the Knightling is a big, chunky fairy tale adventure, and I loved every second of it. You're this tiny knight in training, running around with nothing but a legendary shield and way too much optimism. There's no sword at first, just deflecting attacks, bashing stuff, and solving puzzles by bouncing things off your indestructible dinner plate of destiny. The world of Clisea is gorgeous and weird. Rolling hills, haunted windmills, frog nobles, and a museum run by goblins. You're constantly helping people, collecting clues, and slowly growing into the kind of hero your missing mentor always believed you could be. Also, you can parry lightning with a shield. Like, come on, absolute underdog gold.
Started as a goofball. Ended up feeling heroic. I'd watch the cartoon, honestly.
The fashion options were giving storybook chic. 10 out of 10 would cosplay.
Great pacing, clever puzzles, and some surprisingly emotional writing. Shield-only gameplay works way better than you'd think.
Reminded me of those old pulp stories I used to read. Brave little soul, big world, and a purpose you grow into.
Goblin Cleanup asks a simple question: who resets the dungeon after the adventurers leave? Apparently, it's us. 4 barely qualified goblins scrubbing blood off dungeon tiles, feeding monsters, and rearranging spike traps before the next party of heroes rolls in. It's part co-op chaos, part workplace comedy. Imagine Overcooked, but the kitchen is full of skeletons and lava pits. You can play solo, but it really shines in multiplayer. One goblin's mopping up, another's fixing the spike wall, and a third just exploded because someone forgot to disarm the fire room. It's absurd, stressful, and very funny. Also, someone has to feed the mimic or it eats Greg. Don't be like Greg.
I fed the dragon a ham sandwich and it gave me a raise. Game of the year.
I don't do manual labor, but I do love yelling at my friends while pretending to work.
Accidentally swept myself into a pit trap. Laughed for 5 minutes straight.
Reminds me of every temp job I ever had. Except more fire and goblins.
Let's go! Shinobi is back, and it slaps. This is pure 2D ninja mayhem, all hand-drawn and razor-sharp. You're Joe Musashi. You've got a cursed katana, and the world's gone full-on demon mode. It's fast, fluid, and brutally stylish. I'm talking mid-air parries, wall runs, shadow clones, and these massive anime-style finishers that made me yell out loud more than once. The Streets of Rage 4 team nailed the vibe. Chunky combos, slick animations, perfect retro energy without feeling dusty. You unlock gear, customize your build, and chain together ridiculous combos while a synthwave soundtrack blasts in the background. Top-notch ninja vengeance. I died a lot and loved every second.
This man jumped into a flaming temple like it owed him money. I respect it.
It's tight, responsive, and absolutely gorgeous. A perfect blend of homage and update.
I turned every fight into a spinning kunai circus. Got motion sick, worth it.
Reminds me of the arcade days. Except now my fingers hurt and there's lore.
Not bad for a summer haul, eh? 10 games, 0 regrets. And only 3 near-friendship-ending arguments over who fed the mimic.
Honestly, solid mix. Chill stuff, heavy hitters, haunted cats, surfing monks, goblin janitors. I'm impressed with August.
We've got farming, flirting, revenge, emotional book selling, and I still need to find time to run a beetroot cartel. Busy month.
I'm gonna bond with a haunted shield, sell some mushroom field guides, never mind getting yelled at by a fish man. 5 stars.
Makes me glad I never fully retired. Between ninja rampages and cozy bookshops, I feel like I need a dozen lives this month.
A dozen lives you'll never actually live because you're all sitting in a room yelling at pixels. You know it's summer, right? Go outside.
We did. It was bright. There were bugs. Someone tried to make me play sports. We came back in.
Sad little goblins with your digital dungeons and emotional foxes.
Weirdly, that's the exact vibe of the indie scene right now, and we're thriving, thanks.
Anyway, if you've got a decked-out Steam wishlist or just want something fresh before the fall rush, you can't go wrong with these 10.
Like follow, ring the bell, whatever helps you remember we exist. We'll be back soon with more picks, more chaos, and probably more mimics.
I'm starting a rival channel. Less goblins, more sandals.